What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today I'm jumping into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time we're going to be going into Playing with Fire, which is the weekly challenge for April 11th of 2017. And this one's actually really interesting. So the way that it works is you have no damage dealing traps for normal minions. All of the damage that you deal has to essentially come from your heroes for the minions that matter. In addition to that, there are going to be 4 unstable rifts showing up every wave that will release additional minions for you to fight. And of course, there's power to work with. So you have to take out the rifts so that they don't eat up all of your time or release minions that can kill you, and take out the minions that would normally be chasing down your rift anyway. So I'm gonna go through this with Zoey. She's always a really good choice for these, just because she packs some pretty solid damage in addition to being able to deal with large groups of minions at once. So let's get started.
Who wants help winning?
Alright, now that we're in, we are going to head up here, and this is one of the spawn locations for unstable rifts. We're gonna put 2 of these big game hunting ballistas here. Now, in the most recent patch, they were made able to target unstable rifts, so they're pretty solid. Unlike the regular rifts, I think you only need, they take about the same amount. 2 will guarantee that you kill a rift, and you can choose to place some damage power-ups, but I really don't prefer them, just because they are very situational, and when you can pick them up and when their effect will go off, whereas those will pretty much always be in a good spot. So if you're looking at the mini-map, I placed 1 back here, I placed 2 here, 2 here, and then 4 in this area, just to make sure that there's good coverage, because that's where all of your minions are going to be coming from. And they'll also target some of the pride hunters or knoll hunters that come through. I believe they're pride hunters with this particular challenge, although normally I don't think pride hunters are mixed in with unchained minions. But no, they're not even unchained. You're getting order minions here because, weekly challenge, you can do things like that. This will be the only spot that you cannot place any sort of trap to help you deal with the unstable rift. So you're going to have to deal with that personally. Now, another thing is these chandeliers here are going to be directly in the way of those 4 ballista. So I'm going to start this off down here to take out that rift, since it's the only rift that's solo. And when I come back up here, you're going to see me knock out a couple of the chandeliers so that those rifts can do their work. And if they're lucky, or if I'm lucky, I'll get it to land on some of the minions. So let's get this started.
An unstable rift is opening. Destroy it. Enemy has opened a minion portal.
Alright, so good thing about Zoey is just that you really don't have to worry too much about, there we go, whether or not you have any damage buffs or pretty much anything. She can really handle her own in most situations. Oh, that was bad. So because of those, alright, a good idea with the fire mages is because of the way that they work. If you want to move in a direction where there's a wall or you have space, feel free to. You'll generally be able to lead their fireballs and then change direction so that they don't hit you.
Unstable rift. Quick, destroy it.
Alright, it's important to understand that most ranged characters usually lose a little bit of speed when they start firing. For Zoey specifically,
Destroyed the unstable rift.
she loses quite a bit of speed, so if you're going to chain some abilities, it's not a bad idea to just go ahead and jump before you start firing. Now, with these guys, it's interesting. While they give you all of these dwarves and such, the dwarves don't really do any damage to your rift. So if you happen to miss some, it's not a bad idea to just let them run into your unstable rift.
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening.
So, alright, I'm sorry, not they can't run into an unstable rift. They'll run into your regular rift, but they won't take any rift points. If they can die faster by running into the rift, just let them. And there you'll see the Pride Hunters actually getting hit. Okay, let me actually take him out before I have to worry about actually dying. Whoa. That was really close. Now, most of your issues will probably be just trying to get through here without the bears getting into your rifts. The fire mages are somewhat durable, but the bears are pretty tough. And then I use this just because I don't like having to jump into the rift, although if you go into the rift, just run up the stairs and hop out there. It's a little bit quicker than trying to get towards this rift any other way.
It must be destroyed.
Nice, and now I'm strong enough to do it without having to blow another skill use. So I'm going to pop this. Alright. So the only thing you're really afraid of here are those fireballs. Fireballs are not your friend. They do a lot of damage. If you get hit by a single one, as anyone other than Hogarth, they can literally just drop you. So be very careful. And what are we looking at now? 346, and I'm on the last wave. I think we are golden. Now, occasionally, you may get an Unchained to pick up towards the last wave. If you decide to save the Unchained for this particular time, it will benefit you greatly. Feel free to do so. And there it is. Now, I'm actually just going to see if I can move over here and get this used. Just need to take that guy out. Alright. And I think that's it.
We are incredibly awesome.
Nice, and I even beat my previous best. But yeah, that will pretty much get you through this week's challenge. Ivy, I find, is actually pretty much the same, although she can attack the rift from a much farther distance. With her, you can probably drop a couple of the ballista and just choose to add more power-ups, because she does do a bit less damage than Zoey does. But not bad at all. You see that in this case, the traps do about half the damage of my character, which, considering I only had 8 damage dealing traps and they could only deal damage to the unstable rifts and the Pride Hunters, that's pretty significant. Just shows how strong those traps are. But let me know what you guys think of this particular weekly challenge. Whether or not you had any trouble with it, or what sort of issues you ran into. If the chandelier things help, I hope that clears up some things, because I really did wonder why initially the shots weren't getting there, and then I saw the collision effect in the sky. But yeah, this has been great. Anyway, as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys for watching, and until next time, have a good one, folks.